Ethan, what's been the biggest challenge? I know it's only 2 practices, but since getting here in January, what's been the biggest challenge for you?
I would say definitely the adjustment. Like we have something called Brick Squad here, which is like when the young guys come in, they lift at the first lifting group, which is it starts at around 6 o'clock. And so I never had a problem waking up early, but I would say like have that adjustment, having to get your body going quickly, like early in the morning. I would say that was a challenge at first, and then also like maintaining my weight. I would say was a big thing. Like after we started getting the cardio really ramping up, it was hard to continue to force myself to eat a little bit, and so I would say those were the 2 main things that were like kind of the struggle when I first got here.
Have you had your no longer being recruited moment by Coach Garner yet?
I would say like my first day. I would even say like back at bowl practice, I had like this is no longer like recruiting thing. Just like with kind of Coach G, like which is like kind of the reason why I wanted to come to Tennessee. Like he's real raw, and he's real upfront with like how he coaches, and if you don't really get along with like he's gonna be really straightforward with you, and so that's just kind of how I enjoy it. I prefer like an old school style, like somebody's gonna shoot it to you straight, because you have to be uncomfortable to get where you're trying to go, and I feel like Coach Garner does that for me, and so I would say my moment was definitely stand up in a meeting. I was slouching down in the chair one day on accident, just like I got too comfortable, and he kind of let me hear it. So I would say that was like probably my first like this is no longer a recruiting moment.
You talked about those early morning workouts. Is that just all freshmen, the newcomers, or?
It's kind of a mix of both. It kind of depends on your schedule also, like throughout the day, but all the newcomers are in there, yes.
How much did you guys lean on each other to get through?
Then we go in there and have a good time. Like it's called Brick Squad, but like we also for us we call it Trench Squad, which we believe our workout is harder than the other guys' workout, even though we're doing all the same thing. We just like to kind of have like a mental game on it, so like we get motivated early in the morning.
What were those playoff practices like for you?
Definitely different than how our practices are now. Like obviously the guys were preparing to play a playoff game like late in the season, like that's what game 13, 14, and so guys are kind of like more protecting themselves. It was still high energy throughout practice. Like all of our practices have high energy, but I would say like compared to now, like the 2 practices we've had in the spring so far, it's definitely a lot more competing, and guys trying to like earn their spot in like the rotation. So I would say like the practice is always enjoyable, but definitely now it's a lot more competing and a lot more guys that go in and getting after it.
Was it like having a coach that really does expect you to like, kind of like be at your best at all times, can't even slouch in your seat?
I appreciate it. You know, like Coach G preaches us all the time, like being a man on and off the field, and everything relates to football. Like if you're gonna approach the classroom in a lazy behavior, like who's to say you're not gonna approach the football field in a lazy behavior? So I appreciate him holding everybody in the room to a high standard, and I feel like that's gonna help project our room to like the next level. And for like even the whole team, like Coach G, or anybody have it on the team, and so like I just appreciate that from him, because you need people like that around you, and somebody's gonna hold you accountable and hold you to a standard that will make yourself the best version of you.
You talked about practices were different, bowl prep. I mean, how valuable was that for you to be a part of that? And how much does it kind of help you adjust here in the spring?
Oh, it was definitely fun. You know, like I had even went and played in an all-star game with other high school kids after bowl practice, and just the speed and strength and like technique of guys was just like totally different. And so I was grateful for that experience. Like us and the other guys, like we talk about that all the time. Like just being able to have that quick start on college football. Like some guys like have to wait till even like June or May to be able to be a part of a college practice. And considering this is I can't even tell you, like probably over 10th practice already in college, and we haven't even got halfway through the spring yet. So I was grateful for the opportunity, definitely. And I would just say like the speed of the game, like it's definitely not as fast as I could imagine it would have been versus me getting here just now rather than having those bowl practices.
You talked about some of the weight you're trying to keep on. What are you at right now? Where were you at when you got here?
I weighed in at 261 this morning, and so I had actually like lost a lot of weight. I got sick over the break, and so I lost like 20 pounds. Yeah, so it wasn't good. I wasn't really feeling well for like 2 weeks straight, and so when I got back here, Ethan and those guys, they just helped me get right back on my weight and get back into a positive eating routine. And I've been I put on 10 pounds since I got back, and so I'm still looking to add a little bit more weight because I know I can carry it and still be able to move the way I can move.
Are they playing you inside right now?
I do both. So Coach G, he believes I can learn both 2 positions, outside and inside, as far as it goes, the 2 tackle spots and then the DN spot. So I spend a lot of time in my playbook, and Coach G, Nick, Coach Rob, Coach Chop, like they all help me like continue to know that if I'm doing something here, okay, outside to know it outside. So it's kind of enjoyable to learn all the spots because I can help the guys around me while I don't feel like communicating and whatnot. And then guys like Dominique Bailey, like Bryson Easton, those guys have helped me a lot just to know that when I'm inside, like they give me reminders if I'm in there, but when I'm outside, like guys like Tyree West just like pitching in their ideas and like how to play certain techniques and whatnot.
Is there a position you like more or feels more natural?
No, like I feel like that was one of the things I've always enjoyed doing, being able to rotate a lot around the D line. And Coach G's always saw that in me. Like that was another thing. Like when it came to recruiting and choosing Tennessee, like like Coach G likes guys that are athletic and big and can move around all spots. And so knowing that we're able to do that in a room full of guys that are all athletic, all move their feet well, all have great hands, it's just like enjoyable, you know, to be able to have a coach have confidence in me to learn more than one position.
Thanks, Ethan.
No problem.